Hey, it's me. I know I was gonna upload a video about the playoffs. I can wait a second. I want to talk about something that's a little get me a little more heated than the playoffs to this point, which is impressive because I have not enjoyed this playoff at all. My big thing right now is there's a certain thing in the NFL that's been very much annoying me this regular season, and now it's become even more apparent in the postseason. And that's like NFL commentary. I despised it all year, and now it's just come to a point in this playoff. Me and my friend have a giant running joke of where did they find this guy, and that really hammers home how I feel sometimes about these guys. Is you have these guys that, well, you know, whether they're good play-by-play guys or not, that really isn't my point. My point so much is that you have these guys who are paired with either former NFL players or they're paired with, you know, whoever, and they have no chemistry. You know, either the color guy says something stupid, or the play-by-play guy just is about as bland as a piece of white paper. There's no chemistry. There's no bounce back off each other. It just feels like two guys that just met that morning a lot of the time in those booths. And the only exception to that is someone like Nance and Romo and Tirico and Collinsworth. And there might be another exception I'm forgetting, but off the top of my head, those are the only two that have somewhat chemistry. Real quick, before I move on to my next point, I want to take an example of professional wrestling. Their commentary team is 2 to 3 guys, and the ones I want to look at real quick are Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Michael Cole is the play-by-play, let's call it. He is solely there to talk about what's happened. Pat McAfee's there to just have a good time and create energy. And that's exactly what he does. And those two have the chemistry of a lifetime. And it's not chemistry that's manufactured. You can tell they very much enjoy being around each other, and their energy and the way they talk to each other shows that. And it makes you enjoy the show more listening to them have fun calling. And that's what I feel the NFL is lacking right now. Another part of it that really does kind of irritate me is you have someone like, again, Romo and Collinsworth, who are the worst examples of this. Romo, during the AFC Championship game and during the Bills-Dolphins game, specifically that one, shows his bias, for lack of a better way of putting it. He shows a bias towards one quarterback or one player or one team the entire time. So for the Bills and Dolphins game, you had the whole time he's like calling Josh Allen Mr. January. And he's calling, and he just keeps complimenting Josh Allen. Josh Allen could overthrow the guy 60 yards, and it's an amazing play by Josh Allen in Romo's eyes. And that's how it kept feeling that whole game.
Late in games, this is a combination of a designed one, and I want the ball. I'm Michael Jordan. Put it in my hands and big play.
And then whenever he called the AFC Championship game yesterday, it wasn't as bad, but you could tell that he was kind of still leaning towards that like bias towards Mahomes rather than Burrow. Then you have Collinsworth, who also did it for Mahomes in the game against the Jaguars. And you see, that's my big... That one was bad. That one was the worst one. So you have a pass from Trevor Lawrence that was a 60-yard, whatever. It was like, 35 yards downfield. It was like a Hail Mary. And then Kirk, just dropped it. And it was on target. It was a good pass. It was catchable. And Collinsworth's like, oh, he overthrew him 60 yards. When he didn't. And then Mahomes almost fumbles the ball on the ground by just letting go of it. That's an amazing play by Mahomes. And that shouldn't be like that.
That was a heck of a play by Mahomes right there.
It's literally sounds like the heel announcer in like a WWE event where the guy's supposed to cheer on the bad guy. It just doesn't work like that in the NFL. You can't do that. And it makes it seem like the NFL is telling these guys, hey, we want you to only compliment this one guy the whole game. And they take that to heart. My other thing is that none of the other commentators on this list of commentary teams I have on my screen right now have any stay power, have any lasting impact. You look at some of the most iconic calls in NFL history or even NBA history, right? Look at D Rose's game winner. Would it have been as good? Yeah, it would still be iconic, but would it have been as good without Mike Breen's call? It ties the moment together. That's who I forgot earlier. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. You know, they're fine. I have no beef with that. You know, Aikman can get a little weird sometimes, but that's like the team I have the least issue with. And I used to despise Joe Buck when I first was getting into like watching sports. Now that I've gotten older, I don't mind him, and I honestly prefer Joe Buck over a lot of other people. Yeah, you know, you look at the 2004 Red Sox call whenever they won the World Series, that was bad. But Joe Buck has my favorite call in NFL history with the Minneapolis Miracle. It made the moment better, and that's how I feel commentary should leave you. It's a voice to a game that puts the game into a nice bow. And none of these other guys other than Buck and Aikman, Joe Buck, Mike Tirico, and Jim Nantz, none of them really leave that impact on you. You don't remember their voice. But for hockey, right, you had Doc Emmerich, who was so good. If commentary at its peak is Doc Emmerich, you listen to that and you felt every time a team scored, you felt it. It made you more energized but more than the game already did. And that's what I feel commentary is. And the NFL a lot of the time doesn't make me feel that way. It just feels like a biased match, and then you have the play-by-play guy just kind of monotone reading the plays that are happening and has no personality, and to me that's a big issue. Yeah, obviously they're going to put their best team on the Super Bowl, whoever that may be. And yeah, if something big happens in the Super Bowl, it'll probably have a good call, because it'll be someone like Tirico, Nance, or Buck. But I don't know what channel the Super Bowl's on off the top of my head. You look at that and you see that it's just like they're always paired with a guy that's annoying, and it makes the game worse. It's annoying to me, Tony Romo calling trying to predict every play. It's annoying to me listening to Chris Collinsworth be the most biased human on planet Earth every single time he calls a game. Just annoying and bland. That's all the NFL commentary is at this point. And it's sad, because the NFL used to be kind of good at commentary. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. I've been Dom. Oh wait, actually, I'm working on something bigger, something different to the channel. Keep an eye out for it. It's like 20-25% done. Trust me, it'll be cool. Now, I've been Dom. Bye. Oh, Joe Buck's
pressure from Thomas off the edge. Eli Manning stays on his feet, airs it out down the field. It is caught by Tyree.